Hi, everybody. So today I'm actually really pleased to be talking about this topic because it is a fairly new aspect to me that I've been looking into. I feel that it's super powerful, and I'm just really excited to share with you some thoughts on this topic because for many of you it will become completely natural, and for some of you, like myself, when I considered this, you may not have considered how powerful this really is. So today I'm talking about the importance of female bonding to your health. So there was actually a study done by Harvard Medical College that actually talked about the fact that when women have more friendships, that it actually means that whilst they're aging, they have less physical impairments and they have a more joyful life. So there are many studies that have been talking about the art of women and female bonding. But I think the most important thing that we all forget is actually just to think about our origins and what we used to do, because that is the key to so much of the challenges that we have because of modern day on our health. So I want to just highlight some aspects of female bonding that are really important and things to really consider that could have a really profound impact to your health. So one of the things is that when women actually are stressed, when we go into our fight and flight mode, studies have shown that we actually release oxytocin, and oxytocin is known as the love hormone. And this really allows us to start thinking about bonding and getting to people, which, if we think back in history, that would have been really helpful for the protection of our children. Because if you think back to our origins, we would have been as social creatures together in tribes, in smaller communities. And the hunters would have been going out to hunt, and the women would have been in groups together, and they would have been protecting the children, and they would be sharing the responsibilities. So it's natural for us as women to come together in those shared spaces. Now, we also need to consider that there are things now in modern days that's returning back to that, like things like red tents, which are women that come together around their menstrual cycle and have various different benefits of coming together around that sacred period of time. So this is great, but on an everyday level, day to day, and thinking about, times in our days or in our weeks where we feel a bit stressful, and using the powerful benefit of female bonding to help us put more ease. This is the things that we kind of forget about in the more informal settings. And one of the other things to consider is that as women, we naturally have feminine characteristics that include very good intuition and a different communication style to men. And one of the things that John Gray talks about in Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, which I love that book, even to this day, is that women do communicate very, very differently. And because of our natural intuition and our ability to probably be more engaged with our emotions, we are able to see intuitively where somebody needs more help, or really to resolve an issue in a softer way, or in a way that it's not so obvious that another woman might be having. Our communication style allows us to really tap into where the problem is and to be able to put somebody at ease. So you've all experienced when you make that phone call to a friend that you've not spoken to a long time, and you pour your heart out and you just feel amazing. We've seen examples of when women we really feel like we're just girls' night out. That's because we know somehow it's going to give us something that's going to make us feel better. Or even when we just go to the toilets and we feel that we need to go with another woman to the toilet, we can't go alone. So it's natural, it's intuitively to us to actually be bonding with women. So not only does John Gray talk about that we communicate differently, it also taps into this idea that the way that we see the world is slightly different. The way that we approach scenarios or situations in our life is slightly different. And through this, having that ability to tap into that with another woman who could see things similar is really going to be something that's going to put us at ease. Another thing to consider is that for a lot of women, we are influenced by the experiences that we've had, and also the relationship that we had with our mother. So the relationship that we had with our mother could influence positively or negatively our relationships that we now have as an adult with other women. We might be not so trusting, we might be more trusting, we might understand the importance of getting together and having sacred moments, or we might feel that, you know, it's not safe to share certain aspects of this with another, of things that you're going through with another woman. And so those influences and those experiences that we have might be impacting us now in terms of our approach. And if we can find super strong bonds by first establishing boundaries that we have. So for example, for me, one of the things that was super important was having women that I felt that I admired, that I had mutual respect for, and that I could trust. And when I had that, and that wasn't with large groups, but with individuals, I felt that I was able to open up, be a lot more vulnerable. And then you start feeling the benefit of just knowing somebody just gets it and gets it in a way where you now feel at ease with any challenge, any obstacle, or any stress that's occurring in your life. And of course, you start tapping into the benefits of that, because not only obviously there's that release of oxytocin, but there's that feeling that you get from bonding with somebody that you know understands you and has your back and gets you. And of course, you know, eliminating stress by having answers to issues that you're facing that you're not able to resolve in a more practical way. So especially if you are like me, where you were taught, you know, in business school or in university, very structured ways to resolve your problems, sometimes things just need a softer approach, or a kind of more feminine, kind of creative and flow approach. And by finding women that you can bond with, this will allow you to do that. So my challenge to you is to really go into your community and think about who are the women that you have in your life right now that can act as that kind of sacred bonds that you can bond and connect with, so that when you have times of challenge or times of stress or dis-ease, that you have, and it doesn't need to be a lot, it's really about that quality and having that trust, but you have maybe 2 or 3 people that you know that you can connect with and bond, because having that is going to be an extra resource that you can tap into. And this is going to be one of those powerful things that can really support you in terms of your own health and how you're feeling in vulnerable times. So I hope that's been really helpful for you, and it's been something that you can consider. It may be something you're doing already, which is great, and really tap into and really own that. But it may be something that you feel that you can build and create a stronger bond around. As you know, the best place to find me is on my Facebook videos, but also is on my website, which those of you may start to see some changes on Instagram and on my website. I've just rebranded now from Alika Fit to Alika.co. So if you head to my website, Alika.co, that's where you'll be able to sign up for my newsletter, where I share tips. And also, this will be a blog that will be available on the newsletter in the next couple of weeks. I also share recipes and anything really that I believe is going to support you in achieving your health goals. So head over to Alika.co, sign up for my newsletter there, and that's a great way to get some more support to achieve your health goals. And if you believe as well that there's a woman in your life, or there's somebody else that you believe that could benefit from hearing this message, I would love for you to share this, in addition to hearing your comments on anything that you might be struggling with in this area. So just put your comments below. Thanks everybody, take care.